They fired their anesthesiologist because women, when they take a bath, don't want epidurals. And they have a 42% rate of water birth. 42%. So when we're talking that some hospitals have a 42% cesarean section rate, this hospital has a 14% cesarean section rate. By World Health standards, that's normal. The World Health Organization says for tertiary care centers, we should not have a higher cesarean section rate than 15%. For rural hospitals and small hospitals, it should be no more than 10%. And so we are aghast that it is moving in the direction of 30% or greater.
I want to go back to Roberta's question. Hi, Roberta. It's nice to meet somebody named like me. What I'm feeling is this synchronicity of information. The information in every facet of our knowledge is saying the same thing, that we should go within for our wisdom, that we should go within to make our decisions. And we should go within to understand our timing when things should happen. So I just find that very interesting that the actual medical data supports waiting and not intervening in birth. And philosophically, it also says that.
And pre- and perinatal psychology, which is a burgeoning field, has studies and reports. The Association for Pre- and Perinatal Psychology and Health, called APA, and their website is wombpsychology.com. They advocate absolutely having that baby have a complete process from the moment of conception all the way through to the birth, that the baby follow its innate cues, including the timing of the birth. Otherwise, it's like a puzzle piece. Just what Roberta from North Carolina was saying, it's a puzzle that's missing a few pieces. And no matter how you try to put that puzzle back together, if you don't have all the ingredients for that puzzle, it's never going to be whole and complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into It's Rainmaking Time. We have been broadcasting a segment on gentler birth choices with Barbara Harper, the founder of Water Birth International and the author of Gentle Birth Choices, along with Roberta Scare, the author of A Good Birth, A Safe Birth in its 3rd edition. And I want to thank both of you for being on the show today. I'd like all of you to know that this show is about bringing ancient and new knowledge to the public. It's about bringing in the details and truth-telling of those things, those events and situations around the world that need to be told. It's about bringing you solutions that are not only here, but have been here probably for millions of years, that are buried or lost or being suppressed. It's about serving the public good, and the public good is the greater good. It's also about bringing you good news, modern-day discoveries that will allow you to have better choices, more capable lives, and more full lives. And this show really is about assisting humanity in continuing in a different way than the course that we're on. And it's an honor to bring you this show. My intent is to have the show be available all over the world, both in radio and television. I'm Kim Greenhouse. I produce the show on a public access level in the Los Angeles area, and I'm very much looking forward to this show being broadcast on satellite in as many distribution channels as possible. It could be said that the state of the world in radio today could use a different kind of boost of energy and possibility and detail. And with that also has to come a different brand and generation of advertising and financial support. And that financial support has to come from something I call the current behind the currency, which means that the financial support of radio and television needs to be backed by a consciousness and frequency that's at the same level or higher of the product or programming that's being provided. And typically what happens is that people are so glad to get on the air and get their show and their works aired that they'll take money and sponsorship from anywhere. And this leaves a kind of incongruent, discordant element, which means that once you get going and you get funded, and the advertising comes from a different frequency than the broadcasting or programming side, that if, God forbid, you push the envelope of human thought or imagination, or you go beyond where people are looking or think is going on in the world, your funding could be pulled. So I want all of you to know that 7 minutes of advertising space is available on the World Wide Web for the show that's streaming. I also want you to know that it is through the World Wide Web that new knowledge, ancient and modern day discoveries, and truth can be told in a way that is blocked or distorted on mainstream. That includes, ladies and gentlemen, both public and private broadcasting. And don't believe for a second that everything you hear on public broadcasting is true because it's public broadcasting. I used to think that, and it's not true. And so just know that there's power in the World Wide Web, there's power in satellite, and that you will have an opportunity to meet people like Barbara Harper and Roberta Scare and Roberta Herzog because of the World Wide Web, very mighty and astounding medium for humanity. My name is Kim Greenhouse. I appreciate you listening. Thank you again.